Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Red Bull Ring, essentially just outside Spielberg in the beautiful Styrian Mountains. Formerly the A1 Ring, it's a length of 2.6 miles, but it's one of the shortest circuits on the calendar, an average of 65 seconds a lap. But don't let that fool you. The Red Bull Ring packs a lot into a short lap. The first half rewards power as the cars blast along three straights, separated by a pair of uphill right-handers. But then as the drivers work their way downhill, the circuit becomes a regular toboggan ride as the cars canyon through a series of quick corners, including the exhilarating Rund corner, named after Austria's first F1 champion. 3 DRS zones on the Red Bull Ring along the pit straight from turn 1 up to turn 3 and then between turns 3 and 4, which creates a number of overtaking opportunities for the drivers. Pit lane loss of 16 seconds means a 2 or a 1 stop will certainly work around here. There's always a chance of rain in the mountains. We did have a little bit of rain just at the end of qualifying at, I think it was tier 2. Will we see it again? And joining me in the commentary tonight, or commentary box tonight, is Morgan. How are you, sir?
Not too bad, how are you?
Very well. You stood in for my McLaren on Monday night, so thank you very much for that, as I was talking gibberish for pretty much the whole race. But it was an exhilarating race, and not just on Tier 1 but Tier 2 as well. And we've got breaking news! Ding ding ding! Possible rain for the race, Carl Edens has said. Now, to be fair, he has said there's been possible rain before in a race that never arrived, namely Canada.
It's been a really weird one to predict at Austria, because in the Tier 2 race, obviously we got a bit of rain, I think it was at the end of qualifying, and in the Tier 1 race, and then the Tier 1 race looked very misty at the start, so it's been a bit of a weird one around Austria.
It is indeed. We could have rain at any point in time. At the moment, though, we are just following the Williams of Man going round at the moment. Currently fastest at purple sector. He was the first one out on track, so he will take provisional pole. Who is going to beat him? But in terms of where we are in the championship standings, folks, let's just remind you as we go into the Tier 3. In the Constructors' Championship, we will start with that. The McLarens are dominating, 180 points. They are followed by some charging Bulls. The Red Bulls are second, 129 points. And then that well-known fashion brand AlphaTauri on 106 points. Fourth place is Alfa Romeo on 95. But in the Drivers' Championship, Redcar Rambo is on 121 points, just 2 points clear of Fanning in that Red Bull. BGR in third, Zach Invertible fourth, and Mark Simba 151 in fifth on 59 points. So certainly a lot of action to go. The Red Bulls will be looking to chase down the McLarens, and the McLarens will be looking to stretch their lead. But it is close at the top. Really does look like a battle between Redcar and Fanning as we come to the end of the season. Yeah,
the Redcar's putting a lot of work this season to try and take that top spot, and he's been absolutely charging for the top spot of the leaderboard as well, so wish him all the best for Austria.
Yes, indeed. Here is the man currently third in the championship, BGR, and let's jump on board with him in terms of a lap around the Austrian circuit of the Red Bull Ring. So first DRS zone that we're coming into now, down the pit straight, looking to roundabout get up to about 200 miles an hour, then slam on the brakes. Very quick right-hander into turn 1. Got to watch on the left-hand side their track limits, and we've just seen your BGR has invalidated his lap, unfortunately. We will look to go on board, but it is very easy on track limits to do.
Yeah, trick limits around here is pretty brutal. I think out of the 5 laps I set on Monday, 4 of the laps were invalid, so it's really easy to get wrong.
Guess what? Guess who's just turned up into the top spot? Mr. Saturday has turned up into top spot again.
He loves that top spot on a bit of qualifying, but some of his races haven't quite gone his way recently.
Yeah, so. He's. I kind of hate to say it, I almost keep saying to him on Discord, I'll go, just watch out for those last corners, because there's just been in a couple of races where the last corner has caught him out, unfortunately. Connor just goes second in the Ferrari, though, 105.5, so a good lap in from him as well. Dilkington in the AlphaTauri is in third at the moment. And obviously we've got the two Haas boys in the pits at the moment as well.
Seems quite busy on track, to be fair. It's never really a great thing here because traffic is an absolute bugger.
Yeah, traffic is a nightmare, especially if you come across people either in that kind of tight and twisty section. We'll just jump on board with Lollipop in the Williams. Let's hope for a clean wrap, as we were saying, coming down that pit straight. DRS fully open, hits around about 200 miles an hour, around about 197 there, brakes there nicely, clips the inside of the apex there quite nicely there. DRS activation again, stays away from the left hand side, powers now all the way down from turn 1, little kink here which is called turn 2, and then coming into turn 3, braking around about 75 metres before it completely misses the apex there, runs very deep, but he will be able to look to set another lap time, but certainly then comes down with the DRS as we now come into turn 4. Another great overtaking opportunity here. As we can see, you can get some great DRS battles in there. Sweep in on the right hand side, does it quite nicely, but probably compromises his exit as he comes out of turn 4, now sweeping through 5 and then into 6 and 7. Again, we've seen a couple of people trying to overtake at that point, runs wide at the edge, probably just put too much gas in it, will back out of that particular lap, unfortunate for him. Apparently, and here's a bit for you in terms of our lovely friends in the Haas garage. Apparently, Haas tonight is brought to you by Tesco. Apparently, it's a Tesco takeover. Harry and Luke both work in Tesco, so they've picked a car which has the Tesco colours on it. Maybe
that's how you know that you enjoy work too much, is when you want your race car to look like what your work looks like.
That's it, exactly. That's it. I mean, I homemade Empire biscuits. I never bought them from Tesco. But we have the Tesco boys, and we'll probably make some more jokes as we go on. Let's jump on board with our championship leader, though. He is just coming through the final sector. So is Rambo going to take the top spot provisionally off of Tomo, who's on an outlap at the moment? He comes across the line and goes second, 15 one-thousandths of a second behind, very close behind the top two, and he knows he'll be able to find some more time in that car.
It's a great lap from Redcar, shows he's got the pace here at the Red Bull Ring.
Indeed, and we're just watching Carl coming to the end of his lap in that Aston Martin. He's gone for the medium compound tyres for his first run, and he is showing off in his little fashion parade, his MRC styled purple helmet in that Aston Martin tonight. It is his 1 year anniversary in MRC, so he will be looking for a good result. Clearly he was doing some rain dancing earlier on, if there's rain due.
He wasn't rain dancing earlier, he was just taking out his fellow Aston Martin drivers in some practice sessions. Yeah.
Very bad, very bad. Lawrence can't even afford tyres for this Aston Martin team, let alone front wings or anything like that.
More fines from Mr. Stroll soon.
Yes, indeed. Right, let's keep an eye on where we are. Ocean Tame, the new full-time teammate at Aston Martin, he is on his outlap. We will keep an eye on progress. Let's look at the second McLaren as Mark starts his lap. We will jump on board with him just now. Also,
get Tom Brown that's broken to the 104s as well.
Superb lap from Tom in that Alpine, 104.8. Apparently, Gibbons just said in Discord, just great, rainy race. So, again, we will keep an eye on that. And Tomo goes quicker, 104.7. So, Tomo and Tom, the two T's at the top of the timesheets at the moment. And that drops Redcar down about half a second, but we'll just keep following Mark as he drops down into 4 now. Nicely done, Paulo Costa gets out of the way there in the Mercedes.
So hopefully we get a dry qualifying so everybody gets a chance to go quicker.
Yeah, indeed. Oh, a little bit understeer in that McLaren, looked like, as he was coming through 6 and 7 there, and I think he might have invalidated as well, which is unfortunate for him. We will just stay on board with him as he comes to the end of the lap, and we'll see this turn 9 right-hander of Rink that you can really throw the car into and hope that it sticks, and then into that final turn 10 and then power out, DRS fully on. Smith 96 has gone up into third as well, so a great lap there from Harry in the Haas.
Cargo's gone quicker with a 105.7 on his mediums.
Yeah.
3 laps on them now, though.
Yeah, and then depending on when that rain is going to come as well, it's going to be crucial to see whether those start on the medium or indeed on the soft compound tyre, because Smith 96's lap is on those mediums, as is Carl's, and so is Tyclear. The rest are on softs. Fanning, second place in the championship, just a couple of points behind. Redcar is 7th, so he's about second down on Tomo's time, so he'll be looking to gain some as we do. We're just watching him go through that final sector. Looks nicely planted there, doesn't run too wide coming out of the final corner, but that looks to have compromised him 1.4 seconds down, so maybe had a little bit of an issue there.
Quite a few people sat in the pits at the minute, obviously waiting for the track to get rubbing in.
Yep, Mark just goes 6th. Good lap from him, 105.67 tenths back, but joining the second McLaren, up in the top 6 at the moment. BGR runs very wide coming out of turn 1 there. Is there a different line in Austria that we don't know about yet?
I wouldn't want to try any different lines in Austria because the track limits is just too harsh.
Yep, he does set a purple, it's a purple first sector though. But and then that's the thing, the track limits it's a bit like Portugal. It's very strange in terms of you run slightly wide over the sausage curbs in turn 1 and you can get an invalidation. You run really wide and what you think will compromise your lap, no penalty at all. So we'll see how he goes. And he's half a second quicker at the moment, so if he was to continue that, he would probably jump up into about 3rd or 4th. But he's going to be stuck behind a Mercedes. That might have put him off slightly.
Yeah, I reckon it's going to be a dry start to this race with people trying to get to the top 10 on the mediums. Like Tom is about to run on them soon.
BGR goes 4th. Yeah, see Thomas, so he's looking at it. Smith 96 obviously qualified on his. Connor jumps into the pits. Dilkington in the Alpha Tauri is coming through sector 3, currently 9 tenths down, but the lead Alpha Tauri driver gets a little bit of a tank slapper on coming out of 9. It should come across the line. Does he improve his time? No, he doesn't. 1/100th of a second slower than his previous best. There's consistency for you.
Consistency is definitely key around here on such a short track.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. If you in the race, if you have any incidents, if you lose a front wing in the first lap or anything, that can be you, because unless there's a safety car, and we've seen it in tier 1 and tier 2, there were safety cars in VSCs. It is possible, but you don't want to have to be relying on that. But then again, let's go back to it. If we think about Martin and the McLaren on Monday night in tier 2, he ended up near the back of the field after first lap and came back to take second. So you might be at the end, you might be last at some point, but you can certainly come back through the field. Tom Brown back out on a set of softs as well, so he's got a slightly different strategy to Tomo, who may know. Is he coming out? No, he's still in the pits. It's kind of the lull before the storm at the moment. 4 minutes left.
Yeah, it's always when you get to about 3 minutes to go is when everyone starts diving.
Yeah, let's we'll keep an eye on Tom Brown in that Alpine just now, because he's looking to make up about 1/10 and a half at the moment. And obviously those who are watching YouTube, just please do leave your comments, whether it be on the YouTube live chat or indeed on Discord. So yeah, Carl was saying possible rain for the race, 15 minutes. Ryan Redcar Rambo goes all the best. Martin Hills, as we were just mentioning, second, is watching from his sick bed today. Booster's taking him down. I think we're all in booster zone soon enough. Last race before Christmas it is indeed. Tom Brown decides he's just going for a little Sunday drive there. And Monster Gaza goes into 8th in that Red Bull, so he pips his Red Bull teammate. Chris Bailey says, praying the connectivity is all gravy today. Yes, for those that have watched our Tier 1 stream, there was some connectivity issues, lobby glitches on Monday night. Ollie Racing, good luck everyone, let's have a blinder before the Christmas break. Indeed, we want an absolute stonker. Well, your 3 minutes are up. Morgan, are we seeing everyone coming out? We've got a couple of drivers coming out. We've got Carl coming out.
Tomo, Smith, a couple of people on outlap, so
yeah.
I reckon it's getting to that sort of time.
Yeah, it's starting to happen. So it'll be interesting for Tomo then. He's gone out on those medium compound tyres. He obviously thinks he can go quicker, which, and he might be able to, or he could just be getting a bit of prep run in, but it's unless he was to dive in now, he's not going to get out again on those soft compound tyres. So it is a gamble.
Yeah, obviously never want to leave it too late to try and get that outlap in, especially with traffic around this place.
No, just seeing Tom Brown as well. He's lining up for his lap, so let's just keep an eye on him, and we'll keep an eye on Tomo as well. Tomo just coming into the final corner now onto the pit straight. We'll keep an eye on him on the track map, so he starts his lap. Tom Brown up by the same gap that he's behind Tomo. Ran slightly wide into one there though. Let's just keep an eye on Tomo as he comes up. What does he do at sector 1? He's half a tenth up, so he's making time as well.
He's going for one of those magic laps to keep him on pole.
He is. Smith 96, don't think is coming out, is he? No, he's not. He's decided to. He's in a happy place, and Tom Brown has invalidated his lap, so he might get round. And Tomo is deciding to do some weaving. Now, Tom Brown will get out again, but he might not have enough fuel here, and he looks as if he is going into the pits. He is indeed. So, currently, BGR, can he take pole? Red car is on a lap as well. BGR has invalidated his lap. Red car is on a slow lap.
It's going to be a close one.
As Fanning is on a quick lap. Tom Brown saying that was good, and it was. He was at least a tenth and a half up. Fanning decides he's backing out of that lap. Connor is on a fast lap as well. So could they fight for pole? The battle will be all over. I'll tell you what, looking at it, Paulo Costa in that Mercedes has done 6 laps on those soft compound tyres. He is going to be, and I use the expression, Bambi on ice in the race.
I think he'll be a bit of a sitting duck off the start line, to be fair.
Yeah.
With such old rubber.
Exactly. Connor goes third, so a good jump up from him, about a tenth and a half quicker than he was previously. BGR is on another lap. He is at the end of sector 2 now. He's slower. Red car is he on a quick lap? Let's see as he comes down. Championship leader, remember, as he comes up to the end of sector 1, he's fractionally quicker, 5/1000ths of a second quicker. And qualifying is over now, so we are relying on the cars that are on track at the moment. Fanning is passed out of his. Simba is also on his, so the two McLarens are still going near enough next to each other on track. What can Ryan do in this McLaren? Is he going to dethrone Mr. Saturday, Tomo, or is he going to stay in? Tomo has retired, which is fine, and he's invalidated as Ryan, so he's going to start on the at least on the third row of the grid. What can his teammate do? Simba 151, he's coming round the final corner just now, flings it through there, will open the DRS wide. Is he going to jump up? He does, into third. He pushes the championship leader and his teammate down onto the fourth row. Superb lap from him. Connor jumps into the pits. Ryan is also out, and the only other one, Stuvine, is having a slow down lap. So we have the grid, folks. Tomo, Mr. Saturday in the Mercedes, is on pole position on those soft compound tyres. He didn't go quicker. He sort of decided to back out of that lap. Tom Brown second in the Alpine, second on those soft compound tyres. Simba 151 third in the McLaren. Connor in the Ferrari fourth. Smith 96 in the Haas fifth. BGR third in the championship sixth. The Red Car Rambo championship leader will start on the same row as the man who's 2 points behind him, Fanning in the Red Bull. So there's going to be a bit of championship rivalry in the middle of the pack as we go into turn one. Lots of opportunity though for a bit of contact in the midfield there as well. Paulo Costa ninth in the Mercedes, but crucially done 6 laps on those softs. That'll be 7 by the time the formation lap comes in. Monstergaza rounds out the top 10, and then 11 to 20 Dilkington in the AlphaTauri 11th. Carl in 12th and his teammate Ocean Tame 13th. And Martin goes, good luck on your first anniversary race, Carl. Thanks for being a big part of our community. I echo that completely. So, as we were saying, Ocean Tame in 13th as he has been promoted to the Aston Martin team. Stuvine 14th in the Alpine, Boothie 15th, Gibban 16th, Ty Clear, Lollipop Man and Luke Chard rounding out the grid. Carl says he spun on his soft tyre run, so he lost out. And that's the crucial thing, isn't it? And that's why sometimes it's so crucial to get a banker lap in. And that's just the
mediums or something, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And he did do.
It happens to the best of us when you make that slight mistake and get a spin. It can just cost you that lap, or around here get the invalidation at the wrong point, like on the last couple of corners. It'll invalidate 2 laps in a row for you. So
yeah, listen, there's nothing worse than that kind of that final corner invalidation. But crucially, 1 second covers the top 12, which is really good to see. And actually, if you look between, call it 3rd and 8th, you're talking 0.2 of a second, and it was that close. And remember, the only one in the top 10 to start on the mediums will be Smith 96.
You never know. Smith might try and go for the one stop, which did prove a bit tricky for a few people on Monday, but it's doable.
Yeah. And you're right, it is doable. I think you're going to have to be very good on your tyre management for that. I am very hopeful that we have not got a lovely glitch in the lobby. We seem to be staying on our on our qualifying results. We'll just bear with us, folks. It could be one of those joyful evenings again. Martin does go also. It's going to be a race of attrition and time penalties. It always is. Tom Brown thinks his lobby has glitched. We will just see if it resolves itself.
Been having a lot of issues with glitches this week.
Yeah, Carl's saying the same. He thinks he's glitched. So let's just, whilst we are there, we'll just take a quick note of the qualifying results, just because if we do then have to rebuild the grid, folks, as those that will be familiar with online racing, there can be at times lovely challenges in terms of connectivity. So do need to bear with us. If we do have to rebuild the grid, we will pause the stream or create a second stream, and we'll post the link in due course. But it certainly looks like we have a joyful lobby glitch at the moment. So I believe we are going to quit this lobby and start again.
At least we made it to the end of qualifying before we started the problems.
Well, we did indeed. So, right, folks who are on the YouTube channel, just bear with us. We will pause the stream just now. If we do, and we do recommend all players do close the game and then restart their PlayStations, we will likely create a second stream channel. We will post it, of course. Just bear with us. We will be back with you in 2 shakes of a fox's tail.